Alrighty, so I am dodging some of the cameras over here in the kitchen. We're executive chef Chris C.J. Jones, executive chef from Riverstone Chophouse, is here. One of the many great restaurants participating in Suffolk Restaurant Week, which is happening all week. Chris, welcome to the Hampton Roads Show. It's your first time here in the big studio.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. A little nerve-wracking.
A little nerve-wracking.
Butterflies in the stomach.
Butterflies in the stomach. That's okay. I promise everything will be just fine. Tell me, what are you making for us this morning?
I'm going to be preparing a 28-day dry-aged delmonico, which is our signature steak over at the Chophouse. Served alongside some herb roasted potatoes, as well as finished off a little veal demi-glace.
On the menu for Restaurant Week, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to show you one of the great menu items at Riverstone Chophouse that you can get all week long. Chris Jones is going to get cooking in just a moment, so stick around, everybody. All right, we're in the kitchen with Chef Chris C.J. Jones from Riverstone Chophouse, one of the many great restaurants participating in Suffolk Restaurant Week, happening all this week. Chris, welcome back to the Hampton Roads Show. Like I said, this is your first time here. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm getting a little used to it, used to the cameras. So.
This is your kitchen, okay? Just so you know, it might be ours, but it's yours today.
I feel like it.
Once again, what are you cooking for us?
We're going to have, again, the 28-day dry-aged delmonico, as you mentioned, served with herb roasted potatoes, which I actually already got started in the oven over
Show them
here.
to us. Go ahead and show us what you got started on potatoes. Just give a little turn to the camera there, and okay. So what do we got?
Just season them with a little olive oil,
Uh-huh.
like regular kosher salt, freshly ground cracked black pepper, and it takes a little bit longer. That's why I went ahead and started them before everything else.
Okay. Now you said a 28-day aged piece of meat. What does that mean exactly?
Which we take it. We have a small room in the restaurant in our walk-in where we wrap it in a little bit of cheesecloth to keep, the elements off of it, and then we let it just basically sit on a shelf for 28 days. And what'll happen then is obviously you're going to grow some mold on the outside, but it breaks down the enzymes and the fat content of it, making it a leaner, much more tender piece of meat.
Okay.
Than you're used to, even though the ribeye already pretty good.
And this is one of the menu items offered for Restaurant Week at Riverstone.
Absolutely.
Okay. So go ahead and get started. Show me what you got.
Yes, sir. We're just going to take your pan here. Obviously, we use a charbroiler or the grill at the restaurant, but we use a charbroiler, but don't have those facilities here. So I just take a little bit of olive oil in my pan, which I already had a little heat going. I'll turn it up just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Let that heat for a second, and we're going to add our steak, which I already took the liberty of pre-seasoning.
Yeah, the steak looks fantastic.
Salt, pepper. You see the thickness of it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that at your average grocery store.
No.
That's something you definitely.
And tell me more about Riverstone Chophouse. Obviously, fine dining. Tell me about the restaurant.
Again, Riverstone Chophouse is all in the title. We focuses on meat, quality meat. Sides. We serve everything a la carte there.
Nice.
But we do have also a raw bar that we love and that people love. It's right out in front, so you get to see the chef shucking the oysters, making stews and things like that to order. So it's a great time. You come out, sit, have a quality piece of meat, some great drinks.
Now, I know Suffolk Restaurant Week started this past weekend. How's it been going since it started?
Wonderful. Saturday was a great kickoff. We had a nice turnout for it. But we always have a great turnout for Restaurant Week. It's a good time for different people to come out and try us that normally maybe couldn't afford our price tag or stuff like that. But, we open our doors to everyone, and it's a good time for you to, great anniversary spot. You get to try us out for a lower price and see what we have to offer.
It is a great opportunity to try a new restaurant during Restaurant Week. Now, listen, that piece of meat looks great, but it would look better if it was cooked, Chris.
Okay.
Come on now, get on there.
Let's get her done.
How's that pan? Hot enough for you?
Yes, sir.
All right. I know you'd rather cook it over a grill, but
yeah.
sorry we couldn't do that.
And you hear that nice sizzle when it hits the pan. That's what you're looking for. A little bit of smoke. You don't want it to go up in flames on you.
Right. We don't want to set off a fire alarm here.
No.
Only happened once here at Wavy.
Well, I don't want to be the one to do it again.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so what else is on the menu for Restaurant Week?
Well, we're going to share that. Restaurant Week, we offer, this is actually a larger cut that we add for, it's outside of the 33 for 30 menu.
Right.
On the $30 menu, we have a 6-ounce filet that we're offering, served with the herb roast potatoes, which I'm going to make with this. Skirt steak. Actually a half a roasted chicken, served with mashed potatoes and a made in-house chicken gravy. Shrimp, either fried or grilled, served with our house-cut French fries, and salmon, served over our saffron rice.
I'm
and
sure that's
grilled
a big
butter.
hit as well. Now, are you guys open for lunch?
We are not. We're
are not open.
strictly
Dinner.
dinner
Okay.
and happy hour in the bar, but that starts around 3 o'clock for all the military facilities around us.
Tell me about the happy hour.
We start in the bar from 3 to 6.
Uh-huh.
We run appetizer and drink specials.
Very nice.
Limited menu, but there's something there for everyone to try out, and it's a great time again.
All right. So Chris, shout out to your bartender there.
Absolutely.
Riverstone. Who you got? Who's there?
That would be Steve Jowers.
All right, Steve. There's your shout out. Be kind to Chris. How's the steak looking?
It's looking good. Coming along quite nicely. Like I said, you don't want to mess with it too much. You just want to let it do its thing. Cook in the pan, get a nice caramelization on one side of it before we flip it over. That's actually looking pretty good to go.
Okay, so a quick flip and we'll wrap it up here in the kitchen. All right, so let's see how it's looking on the other side. Yep, very nice. All right, you can get this at Riverstone Chophouse in Suffolk for Suffolk Restaurant Week. Chris, we're going to check back to you in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty. All righty, we're back in the kitchen with Chef Chris C.J. Jones from Riverstone Chophouse, one of the many great restaurants participating in Suffolk Restaurant Week, happening all week long. He's making a 28-day dry-aged delmonico with herb roasted potatoes and veal demi-glace. And as you can tell, he's getting to the demi-glace right now. Tell me about that, Chris.
This is actually some of the demi-glace that we actually put on every steak that's served at the Chophouse. It's about a 72-hour process to make this sauce. We started in the kettle with your veal bones, some tomatoes, celery, onions, carrots, pig's feet to add a little gelatin.
It just wouldn't be the same without this glaze.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so when we left you, the steak was in the pan. Where are we at now? Tell me what the process is.
Well, I finished up the steak. I have that resting, and while it was resting, I went ahead and finished off our herb roasted potatoes. Still the same potatoes that you saw in the oven. I took some large diced onion, a little bit of garlic, and I sauteed that up in a pan with some thyme and rosemary. Once that all came together, a little salt and pepper. I keep it real simple when it comes to seasoning. I tossed that with the completed potatoes, let those sit for a minute so all those flavors marry together. And now you have the herb roasted potatoes.
Very nice. And now back to the steak. I mean, look at that. What were you trying to get here? Medium, medium rare?
Mid-rare, medium. Like anything other than that, you might as well eat a hamburger, I always say.
That's right.
But, yeah, so we're going for a nice mid-rare here, and we achieved that.
All right, why don't you go ahead and plate up, and while you do that, we'll talk about Riverstone Chophouse, a little bit about the restaurant,
Yes, sir.
maybe some specials, and what people can expect if they come this week for Restaurant Week.
Absolutely. Well, like I mentioned earlier about the menu, it is a 3 for $30 menu, so it's not going to attack your pockets. And you have your beef, fish, chicken options all on that menu.
Great opportunity to try a new restaurant, which is located there at Harborview.
Absolutely.
Beautiful area of Suffolk.
Right off of 164 or 664. It's about 10 minutes through the Midtown Tunnel.
Right.
Suffolk's not a far trek as most people think it is.
Right.
So, yeah, come out, see a movie down the street, have a nice dinner with us at the Chophouse. You steal that from me?
So tell me a little about yourself. How'd you get started in culinary arts?
Just working my way up from the dish pit, seeing people online and being a little fascinated with what was going on and the smells and just intrigued by everything that was happening.
You're born and raised in Norfolk, right?
Absolutely.
Graduated of Maury High School?
Maury High School, yes, sir, 1998.
Very nice.
Yes, sir.
Young guy. Not only that, but you worked in some other restaurants. Where else have you worked?
Fellini's locally. It's a pretty popular spot on Colley Avenue. And also worked at Kincaid's, which unfortunately just shut down in MacArthur Mall.
Yeah, moment of silence for Kincaid's. It was great while it lasted. How long did you work at Kincaid's?
I did 9 years at Kincaid's.
9 years.
It sounds like a prison sentence. I worked at Kincaid's for 9 years.
Yeah, he did 9
years.
years.
Did 9 hard years at Kincaid's.
Hey, it was a great restaurant. But you moved on over to Riverstone. I mean, what a great restaurant that is.
And I've been there since they opened up, and it's been good to me. So
very nice. Anybody else over at the restaurant you give a shout out to?
Just my kitchen crew. They work hard for me.
Yeah, they do.
Constantly churning out, and especially during this week when we're going to be slammed to the wall. So
gonna be slammed, and hopefully you're gonna be one of the people that go out there and see Chris Jones at Riverstone Chophouse. His Suffolk Restaurant Week is now through Saturday. Riverstone Chophouse is located at 8032 Harborview Boulevard. Give them a call at 638-7990, or you can look them up online, riverstonechophouse.com. Chris Jones, looks great. Can't wait to try it.
absolutely.
Good job, man.
Big